both red chlorine. Oh, did he do that?
On both shoes.
Did the dog eat your shoes?
Yeah, you knew that. The second
I thought it was a different pair that he ate.
No, second day.
Well, those look, I'd chew those. Welcome to A Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. If you haven't checked the sports pages today, coronavirus is still winning. The United States reported its second highest single-day total of new cases yesterday, just behind the record set the day before. I know this because I looked it up in the I Need a Guinness Book of World Records. Now, with all these cases, governors and mayors are scrambling to issue new mask orders. That seems a little late. It's like deciding not to send a Mother's Day card, then going, what the hell? Happy 4th of July, Mom. I wasn't wearing a mask when I signed this. Please wash your hands. One of the masky-come-latelys is Alabama governor and lady at the bake sale who just lied about the brownies being gluten-free, Kay Ivey. Governor Ivey has been holding out on masks, but Alabama just hit their single-day death record. So yesterday, Ivey issued a statewide mask order. And to make the order more palatable to Alabama voters, the masks will be deep-fried. One elected official who's not giving in to the health huggers is Georgia governor and face born for a mask, Brian Kemp. Yesterday, Kemp explicitly banned localities from ordering people to wear masks. So not only is Governor Kemp doing nothing, he's stopping other people from doing anything. And to make matters worse, he just launched a new Georgia public health campaign, Lick the Elderly. It's the law. To emphasize how anti-mask Kemp really is, when Donald Trump landed in Atlanta yesterday, Kemp greeted him at the airport with a mask dangling from his ear. Look, buddy, either wear the damn thing or don't. That's like surveying a nuclear accident with your hazmat suit tied around your shoulders. And there's more troubling pandemic news because yesterday we learned that Russian hackers have launched cyber attacks on COVID-19 research centers. So the Russians are getting America's coronavirus data? Could they share it with us? And it's not just any data. Specifically, the Russian hackers were attempting to steal coronavirus vaccine research. So if they're successful, it's only a matter of time before we start getting spam for bootleg coronavirus cures. Very make health, super impressed, lack of dying, plus turgid member all night, drive women go crazy nuts, wow, wow, wow by now. The attack was perpetrated by a group named APT-29, also known as Cozy Bear, or their new alias, the Dukes. Oh, I knew we couldn't trust those boys in their Confederate car.
Looks like them Duke boys disrupting democracy with rootin' tootin' pootin'.
This isn't the first time the Dukes, a.k.a. Cozy Bear, have attacked the United States, because Cozy Bear was one of the groups accused of breaking into the DNC network and stealing emails ahead of the 2016 presidential election. So don't be surprised on election night when it's announced that the next president of the United States is Senator Karine A. Virus. But for once, Russia is the second biggest hacking story of the day, because yesterday, major Twitter accounts were hacked in a Bitcoin scam. Now, if you're not familiar, a Bitcoin scam is anything involving Bitcoin. The hack targeted the accounts of people like Barack Obama, Joe Biden, Mike Bloomberg, Elon Musk, and Kanye West with messages like, I'm giving back to the community due to COVID-19. All Bitcoin sent to my address below will be sent back doubled. If you send $1,000, I will send back $2,000. If Obama and Biden were promising free money, it would have been the biggest political scam since Eisenhower roped Canada into Amway. To prevent the breach from spreading, Twitter disabled verified Twitter users' ability to tweet and modify their accounts for hours Wednesday evening. Luckily, I was able to keep tweeting on my secret second account as Francois Perfecto. The problem is, Twitter didn't disable just celebrity accounts. As a result, when the National Weather Service declared a tornado watch for parts of southern Illinois, the agency's regional Twitter account found itself unable to warn residents of the danger. That's why I follow only unverified tornado accounts. Oh, hold on. A little late. A little late with that sound, I'd say. I've already acted like I've heard it. Oh, wow, a house just fell on a witch. Her sister is going to be pissed. Got that reference?
I did.
Yes, you did. We still don't know the identity of the hackers, but experts say that the fact that they attacked now instead of waiting until closer into the election, suggests that they are criminals rather than government operatives. What? That makes no sense. You don't just hack an election without doing a test drive. It's like the Fast and Furious movies. You don't lead with fleeing a submarine across a Siberian ice floe. That's crazy. You got to start small, just with cars. You work your way up to a Tokyo drift. Then you have The Rock redirect a torpedo with his bare hands. Otherwise, it just seems far-fetched. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey took to, well, Twitter, to express his discontent, saying, "We all feel terrible this happened." Fun fact, "We all feel terrible this happened" is Twitter's official motto. The country, a lot of laughter tonight. I'm enjoying this. Are you tired or are you enjoying it? Thank you very much. The country is in crisis, but the White House is doing everything they can to stop the coronavirus's enemy, Anthony Fauci. Trump's cronies have attacked Fauci in the press, dug up opposition research on him, and stopped meeting with him at the White House. But still, Fauci's more popular than ever. Case in point, he is the cover model of In Style magazine. Humana, humana, I think we found the latest hotspot. Do those novelty socks go all the way up? But perhaps the most stylish component of the Good Doctor's outfit is those shades. Holy CSI Miami, Batman. Will we have a treatment? That remains to be vaccine. I don't know if this vaccine's going to work, but it's worth a shot. I haven't spoken to the president in months. He's avoiding me like the plague. Now, Dr. Fauci appearing on the cover of In Style magazine is a historic moment for American medicine. Almost as significant as that Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition featuring Louis Pasteur. Hey, remember the 2020 presidential election? It's still happening. And according to a recent poll, Biden now has a 15-point advantage over Trump. Woohoo! Joe, you're doing great. By doing nothing, stay in the basement. Someone toss a crate of Ensure down the steps and yank the knob off the door. Right now, it's less a case of Biden beating Trump and more a case of Trump beating Trump. Because according to another poll, 72% say the U.S. is on the wrong track. That is a devastating number, but who are the 28% who look around and say, yeah, this feels right. America is in perfect shape for me, an agoraphobic germaphobe with a fetish for face coverings. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go collect my urine in a jar. Even though Biden is leading now, the election is still almost 4 months away. A lot can happen in 4 months. You know where I was 4 months ago? With other people. I had an audience. I touched their hands. Probably not a great idea even then. And I won't feel confident Biden has won this thing until he's giving his first State of the Union. And even then, part of me will be thinking Comey could still this up. Of course, Trump doesn't put too much stock in the polls.
I think that the enthusiasm now is greater and maybe far greater than it was in 2016. I think a lot of people don't want to talk about it. I think they're not going to say, hey, I'm for Trump, I'm for Trump.
If you're doing such a great job, then why are they embarrassed to say your name? When you propose to someone, you don't generally say, Barbara, will you spend the rest of your life with me hiding in the attic so no one knows we're married? In fact, Trump's doing so well in the polls that yesterday he replaced his campaign manager. Ooh, yeah. You always replace someone when things are going great. This soup's delicious. Arrest the chef. The guy Trump pushed aside is former Trump campaign manager and the official template for the NFL football, Brad Parscale. You may remember Parscale from this tweet back in May. For nearly 3 years, we have been building a juggernaut campaign, Death Star. It is firing on all cylinders, data, digital, TV, political surrogates, coalitions, etc. In a few days, we start pressing fire for the first time. Well, I believe we have footage of the moment Trump canned Parscale.
I find my low poll numbers disturbing.
Obviously, that's not real footage. Trump wouldn't wear a mask. But according to insiders, Parscale hasn't been completely choked out. He's just been demoted because Trump really can't fire Brad. He knows too much. Look, guys, we can't fire Brad completely. He's the one who has the map that shows where all the states are. With COVID case numbers skyrocketing in much of the country, back-to-school season is looking more like back to laptop. In California, schools in Los Angeles, San Diego, and Oakland will be doing full-distance learning in the fall. And with so many of our nation's young people stuck at home, teen dramas are going to have to adapt. And we've got a preview. Jim?
This season on Creekdale. This story is about staying home, but when high school goes online, well, life doesn't just stop.
Hey, Broden. I didn't see you in social studies Zoom. What gives?
None of your business, Cashley.
I think it is my business because we're together. I saw your Zoom chats. You sent them to everyone. They were clearly meant for Stashly.
Wow, someone's clingy. Social distance much?
Stash?
Oops, sorry. Thought I was on mute.
Listen, Cashley, can we just go somewhere and talk about this privately? Like Slack?
Guys, come on. In these most difficult times, we sexy teens have to come together and...
Bradison, I think you're frozen. Bradison.
No, he's not frozen. He's dead. He died of murder.
Now he's finally out of our way. Come here, babe.
Okay, where are you? Oh, wait, no, you go up.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys!
This fall on Quibi, we're definitely still a thing.
We got a great show for you tonight. W. Kamau Bell and the Chicks are here. But when we come back, a new service helps peaceful protesters get their message out. Stick around.